morning! It was hard to get out of bed this morning, not gonna lie. But it's washing day, so we need to get it done. So let's go do that. The nice thing about washing day, even though it's annoying, is that I get fresh towels. Okay, so we're doing an arm workout while we have to wait for our laundry to get done. But I have my phone sitting here and I'm waiting for this, the notification to say the laundry is done so I can go get it, because I was a little bit late today, so I have to still dry some stuff, which means time is quite short this morning if I want to get to work on time. Even though I can technically get to work whatever time I want, so long as I work 8 hours. I like to get there earlier. But that's besides the point. What I really was thinking about while I'm doing this stuff is I hear these phantom vibrations so often for that, oh, this is done. Because it's like, now it's sitting at there's 2 minutes left. But I kept hearing it for the past 15 minutes, being like, oh, when is it going to be done? And this is not the first time that I hear these phantom vibrations. I think most of us, I don't know who keeps their phone on loud. If you keep your phone on loud, well, you're a different human. Yeah, I don't know many people that keep their phone on loud, but we all have our phone on vibrate. And when it's on vibrate, you almost hear vibrations like they're loud. And you hear these phantom vibrations everywhere. And I feel like we need to talk about this, because this did not exist a few years ago. Something's gone wrong with our attention. Good morning. I'm almost finished my breakfast today. I was quite ravenous. I think there's something to do that we'll investigate later, but I had a big pizza last night, but I was so hungry when I went to bed. But when I have a small dinner, I'm not that hungry. It must be something to do with insulin spikes and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, today we're going to talk about hallucinations. Kind of. But maybe I'm putting it a bit too harsh. There's these phantom phone vibrations that we hear. I think it really made me think after waiting for my washing to be done this morning. What I'm going to claim is that these phantom phone vibrations are becoming so real these days. It's like our body has adapted to living with this technology that we have started hallucinating this type of contact. But let's get to work. We need to run a bit late, so let's go. Okay, so our first claim is that phantom vibrations are not just your imagination. They're actually hallucinations. Then you ask, what is a hallucination? So a hallucination is your body reacting, actually reacting in the same way that it would for a sensory input. So whether you're tasting or smelling or seeing, your body does some sort of reaction. With an hallucination, the same thing happens. You actually react, even though the initial input stimulus is not there. Whereas your imagination is just you imagining it and there's no reaction happening. It's just in your brain. So these hallucinations feel so real, and they feel so real because they're enacting our system, or our system is reacting as if they are so real, even though they're not. And now what makes it interesting is that there's been a few studies, I'm looking here on my computer, that say that stress and anxiety and depression are big causes in us actually hallucinating a lot more, especially to certain triggers. And I know we live in a society today where, if we are stressed, we're maybe a little bit more hypervigilant and all this kind of stuff, and maybe there's a link there. And they said especially in jobs or in life where you have a high smartphone dependency. So that's crazy. So there's a link between thinking that your phone is buzzing. Like, I can imagine a salesperson or a real estate agent, they get so many questions on their phone from people or phone calls. They must be hearing these phantom buzzings like the entire day. Great. So when you're stressed, it's almost like your body is anticipating this sensory input. Therefore, like a movement of clothing or one of these kind of things actually triggers the reception or the reaction. That's right, the reaction in your body. It's known as predictive coding in the human body. And that becomes the input signal. Crazy. Okay, I should be doing my PhD research because it's been a while. But I can see there's so many papers talking about how common this is now with smartphones. That's so crazy. Like, I think we need to also look if there's something like bad about it or harmful, I guess. Anyway, I do need to get back to my actual work. So we're going to do that now. And then, yeah, we'll check in with you later. I didn't bring lunch, so I don't know what I'm going to do for lunch. I think I might go home. Someone left their cup in the toilet. It's not me. I'm gonna go make coffee now because I am feeling quite, what's the right word? Like, I'm struggling to concentrate. So yeah, hopefully coffee will help. Earlier, we said that they happen because the brain is predicting certain inputs. Now we need to ask the question of, what does that actually mean for us? On their own, they're usually quite harmless. They're not going to really do much to our life. But it is an indication of what's happening on a deeper level. These frequent vibrations might be a sign of over-integration into our lives. Our phone no longer becomes a tool. It becomes part of our sensory identity. And the problem with that is there's a blurring of the line between what is my phone, an external tool, and something that's part of me. And when you blur that line, it keeps our nervous system alert all the time for random buzzing. We're always looking for it. And that might be one of the reasons why we're a lot more anxious in society today. It's always awkward filming on these things. Did you see the guy walking past? Yeah. Anyway, we need to get back to work now. It's been a few hours getting there. It's looking good. I'm enjoying it today. Again, nobody's here, summer, but it's actually really nice. I think it's going to be so much harder for me to film things when there's so many people around. Anyway, let's get back. Today, we're upskilling ourselves on some maths. It's been a while. Let me show you. Check this guy. Look at that. He looks like he knows what he's talking about. He also sounds like it. See this hill? This is the library. Doesn't do it justice how steep it is. But let's go to the top. The problem with having a camera that has a gimbal on it is that it doesn't show how steep things are because the camera changes as it's on a hill. So this is steeper than you think. So this is what it looks like from the top. Let's see if we can show down. Oh, there we go. And you got a little bit of a view of Delft. It's pretty cool. There's not much else here other than this, but it's a nice green area. Okay, so we're sitting at the top of the castle I'm going to call it a castle, but I don't think it is. It's just the library that a lot of people underneath us. Funny, because a lot of people that don't even go to Delft go to the library, which is pretty cool, I think. I did want to talk about a little bit more about this idea of over-integration and these phantom vibrations. So we said earlier that it's actually possible to have this over-integration, and we have the ability for this phone now that we have as like almost an extension of ourselves, and it's possible that there's this over-integration that we start seeing random phantom vibrations everywhere. And what does this actually mean? Ooh, my camera almost fell. What does this actually mean? And I think this can be a little bit of a troubling thing. At least I think it can. Because we've proven, okay, cool, phantom vibrations actually are these, ooh, my camera, they produce hallucinations. It's not just your imagination. So we've got proof that technology has rewired a little bit what it means for us to feel. It means that we've now, because we've used phones so much and they're over integrated in our lives, they actually have this direct line into how we feel. And that's kind of scary, no? It's very similar to how like phantom limb syndrome, where people have lost a limb and then they feel like it was there. It's almost like this phone has become an extension of ourselves, whereas in phantom limb, the limb was removed and we believe that it's still there. Here, we've just grown an extra limb and it's been integrated into our existence. And that's kind of scary. So, the problem is not just that phones have this ability to reshape our sensory environment, I guess. It's that it's just the start. Like, I can imagine in a few years' time, I would even put some good money on that in 2 years' time, I'm going to be walking around with some AI glasses, doing some stuff for me, I don't even know yet, or some like AI necklace thing that's able to connect me with people that I like without me even talking to them, being like, oh, you would like this person. That is all going to happen very soon. Now, this is proof that future technology has the ability to influence our reflexes, our actual human reflexes from technology. Kind of scary. Now imagine that my little fancy AI glasses one day are projecting augmented reality or virtual reality, and then I start ducking underneath these. Or just like this. It wasn't a direct example of it, but it did cause you to flinch, and it wasn't there. We're home. We have dinner. It looks very nice. Fitting for the weather. I know I'm wearing a shirt, but I was cold because my house is cold, but like it's really hot outside. So this is perfect for the weather. We're gonna watch some TV and then, yeah, continue with the evening. Good evening. Laundry day means new pajamas and white sheets. What do we think? White or pink? I think this is far more summery. It feels more light and cool. Okay. Phantom vibrations. An interesting one today. I think most of us can resonate with it. Thought experiment. It's short, but I think it hits the point. Think about the last time you left home without your phone. That hollow, restless feeling. Like something essential was missing. Now imagine it's not your phone that you've lost. It's part of you that knew how to be without it. So, I think there's something here, like, I don't think many of us can disagree. Oh, that's a double negative. Let me not use that. I think many of you would agree with me that our phone has become a little bit of an extension of us. As much as we don't want to admit it, it has. We kind of always know where our phone is. It's strange, but we do. Yeah. I think I don't know how to solve this problem because my phone is an extension of me. It's my lifeline to so many things. And when I hear a vibration, I think it's my phone. When I hear my neighbor's phone vibrate or some sort of something in my neighbor, I freak out that it's my phone. I don't know how to solve this, but I think we need to be aware of it. And I think in the future, it's gonna become even more dramatic. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Almost, that's gross. I think, yeah.